Coming up on City Spotlight, we are talking Mattoon with the Mayor of Mattoon, Tim Gover, and Mattoon City Administrator Kyle Gill, who will discuss community pride in Mattoon, updates on public works projects, and the latest economic development in Mattoon. And we will talk about Mattoon businesses with Ed Dowd of the Mattoon Chamber of Commerce. That's next on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And thank you to all of you for joining us for another edition of City Spotlight. We are talking Mattoon today, and we'd like to welcome back to the program the Mayor of Mattoon, Tim Gover.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And Mattoon City Administrator Kyle Gill.
Thank you.
Great to have you guys back on, and last time we talked was toward the end of May, so kind of before the start of summer. A lot of projects and business things, and so we got a lot to talk about here. And let's start with Public Works, Tim and Kyle. And we've talked about community pride a number of times when we've talked with you guys about Mattoon, and we've noticed some demolitions going on in different parts of town. So can you kind of tell us some of the spots?
Yeah, well, we'll start with the Public Works. Public Works, we're doing Marshall Avenue. You know, from 6th to 9th, the intersection at 9th Street got taken care of in like a 2-week period. It was very smooth, and it was open before school started, so alleviated some congestion. But they're continuing to work down there. I think they're done with the storm sewers and are actually working on the pavement now, and everything's running really smooth, and they've ramped up that. Also with the Heritage Park, we're on schedule on that. We hope to have the main construction part all completed by the end of this month, maybe the middle of October, and then you'll start seeing plantings being put in the October time frame, and then probably finished up next spring.
Okay, very good.
And as a lot of people know, Heritage Park is at
Yes.
17th and Broadway.
Correct.
And Kyle mentioned the project on Marshall. That's one phase of 3 phases. Next year we'll do from 9th to 14th Street, and then the following year, 14th to 17th Street.
Busy street for Mattoon, and the Heritage Park there's also in the downtown area, and saw the work that was being done there at the beginning of June, and look forward to seeing the finished product there. Anything else going on downtown Mattoon as far as businesses or being worked on in that area?
We're in communications with a couple other different people of looking for some spots downtown. Plus, there is a building at the 1300 block of Broadway, 1300 Broadway, that was just recently purchased, actually I think yesterday, and they will be putting their business in there and expanding another business in there as well.
Okay, very good.
And also downtown, KC Summers has moved into their new facility there on Charleston and 19th Street. So that's a nice new addition to the downtown area as well.
Can't miss it. It's pretty big.
It is.
All right, very good. And we've also talked about a couple of times is the wastewater treatment facility, the satellite facility. We talk about sewer work in the various towns here on City Spotlight. It's not something that you see worked on every day. It's man hours, a lot of man hours and money involved. Talk about that.
Yeah.
Where's that going?
You know, we're on track with that as well. Putting a lot of hours. Had some heavy rains this summer that kind of slowed some things down with mud washing into it, but they've cleaned it out. Curry Construction's doing an excellent job on that, and it's on schedule. We hope to have it completed towards the end of the year.
Tim, I know we talked beforehand about sewer and water lines and the age of some of them in some of our central Illinois communities, and to continue to work to improve those. It's got to be a focus of nearly every town.
Absolutely. There are water and sewer lines in Mattoon, Charleston, every community that are over 100 years old, and nothing lasts forever, and some of them are just starting to deteriorate and fall apart. So as we have the money, we're trying to upgrade those various facilities.
Okay. Any other public works things, or should we move on to?
We actually did start the construction of the Public Works building.
Okay, very good.
Under construction now.
Excellent.
So.
Very good.
And that's on Easterwood Avenue. So
correct. That's right.
People would probably be going by there, seeing some of the equipment being moved around.
Excellent.
So we're looking forward to getting that started and getting it completed.
So started, completion probably next year.
Yeah, next year.
Okay, very good. All right, let's talk about some economic development, and I think starting point would probably be over near the interstate. We have that area. What's the latest on Fujiyama?
Well, they're working on that now inside, but they're planning to open, the last I heard, around the end of the year.
Okay, very good. That's the old Cody's, as everybody knows.
Yes.
There's also a bank just to the west of that. That's
First National Bank is putting in their wealth department there, which we used to call the trust department, but now the wealth management. So that's coming along very nicely, and they're hoping to be in that before too long.
Okay, very good. Let's hop to the south across Charleston Avenue there, the Detro Drive intersection there. We have some things going on there. Talk of a road there, a new road for going around Walmart there.
Yeah, a new road will go around Walmart. It will be on the west side of Walmart off of 16, and that will then wrap around the back of Walmart and connect to Detro Drive. So I'm hoping once that is completed that it will spur some additional economic development in that particular area.
That would definitely be a bonus, as well as we notice the heavy traffic that does go on at that intersection. You guys also told me about additional lane at that intersection as well.
Yeah, as you'd mentioned, the heavy traffic, part of that, with that road being in there, we're also looking at expanding that intersection, widening it out to have 2 lanes turn back towards Mattoon and still have one turning towards Charleston, and hopefully alleviate some of the backup traffic that we have there, especially towards the holiday seasons or Thursday, Friday nights, people going out to eat. So 2 lanes back to Mattoon will hope get people through the intersection a little faster.
And in this case, heavy traffic is a good thing, because that means people are going to all those places.
Right.
Correct.
Well, talking about that area also, Sarah Bush has announced they have purchased approximately 2 acres of land there on Detro Drive, south of where their walk-in clinic is now, and they plan to put a new clinic building there. And then also south of that, at the intersection of Detro Drive and Country Club Road, memory care facility will be going in there, a 33-bed, I believe, or 33-room facility.
Correct. Okay. Also in that area, the people are seeing this here at the start of October, and the Staples will be should be at the time that it's been told to. It'll be ceasing business around that time in the beginning of October. Tough blow. It's been there for 18 years in Mattoon, but if we spin it another way, it's in a great location, and could be a good place for something down the road.
Yeah, the chamber director and I have already been in contact with the owners of the property. You know, they're talking to retailers, trying to get somebody to occupy it. We are actually reaching out to retailers as well. It is a prime location, being right there on Charleston Avenue. One of the heaviest traffic areas right there, between there and the Walmart. So, you know, it's a positive note. Hopefully that'll give us a good building that we can get a new retail, something different that we don't have here in town.
It's very visible from Charleston Avenue whether you're leaving Mattoon or coming into Mattoon.
Right.
We'll talk to Ed Dowd, the chamber director, later in the program as well. And that's area specifically, as I already taped the segment with Mr. Dowd, a number of years ago, there wasn't all that's there right there by the interstate. That area always constantly on your guys' minds is what else can we add there?
It is. I mean, it just seems the national progression of between Mattoon and Charleston. That's the direction it's going, and the interstate there. So that's always the first place that most retailers want to look at, because it's one of the highest traffic areas. It has the most recent development. So it is just definitely a spot that everybody leans to go to first.
And we're working with other developers in that area as well. So.
All right, we nailed the Detro Drive, Charleston Avenue area just right. Okay. We also have, I believe, is an O'Reilly Auto Parts, Charleston Avenue. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Under construction.
Yep, the building is up and enclosed. So, you know, I'm not quite sure their time frame, but I'd say within a couple months that it'll be up and open, and made that extra part of Charleston Avenue. It took down 3 older houses, and it's got a nice commercial development on there now. So
I noticed, as far as the community pride, there was a house or something torn down next to the Domino's. Very good. Lakeland Boulevard. Is there anything going on Lakeland Boulevard, whether it be the north or south part of it?
Well, in the south part, there's a potential development that will be there near the interstate and on Lakeland Boulevard or South 45. So we're hoping with that development that there will be other things in that area that will start to develop as well.
Okay, very good. And we'll stay kind of on that western side of Mattoon. And as people know, obviously, the news of the GE plant in Mattoon, is there anything you guys can add to what's going on there?
They're in their time period right now where they're letting their employees see if there's anything they can do to save the plant. We've also been talking with some other business people and the chamber director and Kohl's together of, what are some possibilities that could come from the closure of that building? What other uses may be able to be put on that property? That's something that we will be getting in touch with GE once an official announcement comes out,
right.
What they're going to do, and we will work with them, hopefully, to see what we can do to utilize that property in the building and get some kind of other business in there.
All right. Kyle and Ed Dowd and Angela Griffin from Kohl's together and I met for probably an hour and a half or more recently, sort of a brainstorming session of what might happen, what could possibly be put in there. So we're working on that along with other people. So
a lot of variables and a lot of eyes and people following that. We're taping here early September. You guys are heading off to a ribbon cutting after our taping here. Where's the ribbon cutting at?
It's at the Fields Church, which is on East DeWitt Avenue. They've just had a major addition put onto the church, so we will be going over for that as well. In fact, there were about 3 other churches in Mattoon that have had additions here this past year. So
that's impressive.
A lot of activity going on.
All right, very good. Let's talk about Mattoon Fire Department, and I understand a grant for a new fire truck.
We did. We were very fortunate. We had applied for a grant twice and were turned down, and so we applied the third time, and they say third time's a charm.
Right.
Well, they came through with a $300,000 grant, so we're buying a new combination pumper rescue truck, and we're looking forward to that. It will take, Chief Nichols said, probably about 8 months.
Okay.
From the time that the order is received until we receive the new truck.
All right, so 2017, a new fire truck for Mattoon.
Absolutely.
Excellent. I think we've covered everything on my list, but we can't forget about talking about all the activities that transpire in Mattoon over the summer, Bagel Fest, all the baseball and softball tournaments. How did they all go this year?
Everything went well. Again, we had Bagel Fest as hot as usual, so that might have had to turn out a little bit down, but we had a softball tournament that weekend. We've had several softball tournaments and baseball tournaments all summer long. Hundreds of teams from all over Illinois and out of state coming and spending money in Mattoon, which is always a good thing. And they're actually looking at trying to expand some new tournaments next year. And there's actually one that's a joint effort between Mattoon and Charleston that they're looking at. So
sounds fantastic. As well as if you add some more in Mattoon, you have almost every week of the summer filled, it sounds like.
Just about.
We do.
All right, very good. And Tim, that tradition of what Mattoon has going on with all the tournaments, baseball, softball location is Mattoon now for all those tournaments going on. What can you say about that as part of what Mattoon is?
Well, I think it's something that has been going on for many, many years, and Kurt Stretch, our park superintendent, has done. He and his staff have done a fantastic job with the ball diamonds and everything. And people come here from elsewhere and they say it's the best that they have seen, and we're really proud of that. And we welcome people to Mattoon, and hope they'll all come back again.
A lot of ball diamonds to keep on. So Mr. Stretch probably has his work cut out for him. Gentlemen, is there anything else like the last comment here on Mattoon moving forward? Anything else going on that you'd like to point out here as we wrap up?
Well, there are always things going on. We always are working on things. Kyle is doing a fantastic job, not only as city administrator, but also as our economic development coordinator. And he and Mr. Dowd will be going to Chicago in October for a meeting of, well, you can tell a little bit.
Yeah, it's the International Council of Shopping Centers, and we'll go up there and make appointments with different retailers, actually also developers, and see what we can bring into Mattoon, show them what we have, show them different areas, and try to get ideas generated and at least get people interested in Mattoon to come and look and possibly develop in Mattoon.
Well, it's been a pleasure having both you guys on to update us with all the busy work going on in the summer in Mattoon, and in the start of fall here, Mayor of Mattoon, Tim Gover.
Thank you so much.
And
Good
Kyle
to be here.
Gill, Mattoon City Administrator. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Excellent. And coming up next on City Spotlight, we'll talk more about Mattoon businesses with Ed Dowd of the Mattoon Chamber of Commerce. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Mattoon. And we're back here on City Spotlight, this episode on Mattoon. As you can see, we've left the studio and our backdrop is downtown Mattoon. And here to help us talk more about Mattoon is the Executive Director of the Mattoon Chamber of Commerce, Ed Dowd.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. We have a beautiful city. Downtown Mattoon has really came up a long way. And as you can see, it's a little warm day, but we're excited to be here.
Excellent.
Talk about Mattoon.
It's a bit of a warm September day, but that happens sometimes in Illinois.
Yes, it does.
First off, Ed, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. Prior to becoming the Mattoon Executive Director of the Chamber, which I started in January, I was the manager of the Staples here in Mattoon for the last 16 years. I was heavily involved in the Chamber and always thought it was a great organization, and it was great to promote Mattoon and to say how wonderful things are always happening here in Mattoon. So when I was offered the position I was thrilled to have the opportunity.
Oh, that was actually going to be one of my questions. Is you've kind of stepped up from being a store manager here to the position at the chamber there. So how long have you been affiliated with the chamber prior to becoming the executive director?
Yeah, one of the things that Staples did, which was very nice, is they let us be involved in the community. And from day one, for the entire 16 years, I was heavily involved in the chamber. We had our business expo for the last 15 years, and I was the chairman of that for 14 out of the 15 years. I also was president of the chamber for 2 stints, 6 years total, during my time at Staples. So I was very familiar with the organization and how things, can work in Mattoon and how we can make things improve in Mattoon. So I was very involved with that. So.
Excellent, very good. Let's talk some more about the chamber. And one thing that's different about the chamber from the last time we actually had Mary Wetzel on, the very first City Spotlight episode. And the chamber location at the time was the Peterson House in Peterson Park. It's changed now to 15th and Broadway. Talk about the new location of the chamber.
Correct. The chamber has moved a couple of different times. We used to be at the Burgess Osborne Center, which is right next to the police station. Then they moved to the Peterson House, and the Peterson House was a nice place, a historic building, but it didn't really serve functionally that well as a location because of the stairs and things like that. So with the renovation of downtown and the huge emphasis on building up the downtown area, we thought it was great to have the chamber come here and be part of the downtown area, downtown community. And as you can see, it's built up fantastic. We have some great new storefronts, Sears Hometown and things like that. So it was a perfect fit for the chamber to be where the businesses are.
All excellent locations.
Excellent
This
locations,
is the new
yes.
home, and I've been inside your new facility. It looks very nice. So congratulations there.
It's very, very, please come down and check it out. We've done a lot of good things to make it look great. We have some historic things in there, so we're real excited to have you stop in.
All right, excellent. Let's next talk about the mission of the Mattoon Chamber of Commerce.
The mission of the Mattoon Chamber is to promote our businesses, to help Mattoon prosper, and to make the citizens and the community successful in all ways, shapes, and forms so that the city will thrive.
Very good. What are some things you guys are working on, maybe some activities, things going on here as we're in the latter half of 2016?
Sure. We have some great events coming on. We have our 15th annual Business Expo, something that we are very proud of. We hold it out at the Cross County Mall, and we usually have between 75 to 125 vendors. We usually get 2,000 to 3,000 people who visit it. We also have, what's exciting about it, other than the expo itself, is our Taste of the Expo, where we get usually 12 to 15 taste vendors who have culinary delights that people really enjoy. For only a $5 ticket, you get 6 samplings of different fairs, and I promise you never go away hungry. So that's one of our biggest events coming up.
All right, very good. And Ed, you probably have a pretty good beat on how things are going with businesses in Mattoon. And as we've seen this year in 2016, a lot of new businesses going up, maybe some refurbishes on the outside of businesses. First off, Ed, how would you describe the business climate in Mattoon right now?
Well, as some people are aware, we do have some businesses. GE is talking about potentially closing, and unfortunately Staples has made the decision to close this location. However, we are very excited about the opportunity. Staples, the building itself is on prime location right off the interstate, so we do not foresee it taking long to fill that position. And even though GE might be closing, we have a lot of people who work there who there's a lot of opportunities for them in other businesses who are always looking for qualified help. So it's an exciting thing there. In Mattoon, we also have a lot of things going on, a lot of new construction. We have O'Reilly's Auto Parts, which is opening up on Charleston Avenue. We have Fujiyama Restaurant, which will be opening up in the old Cody's building. Didn't take long to fill that position up. We have some smaller restaurants, Osaka here in town, and we have a lot of other things that are coming in the pipeline that should be very exciting for people. So it's a great opportunity here.
Not to plug Osaka, but I just recently tried it. I'd never tried sushi before, but it was very good.
Yes.
You mentioned Fujiyama there in the old Cody's building.
Correct.
One thing, diversifying the places that you can eat in Mattoon, that's got to be pretty exciting that you have another food variety to add.
Exactly. It's funny, we went from no Japanese restaurants, now we have 2. What's nice is there is a difference though. Osaka is more geared toward sushi and actual sushi, where the Fujiyama is going to be like the show, almost like a Benihana's type of restaurant,
right,
where they do a show, or you can still eat steak or something else. So it's going to be a great addition to the area.
There's also a Fujiyama's in Effingham,
Correct.
so now 2 locations in Central Illinois.
Correct.
And so that'll be opening soon. And Ed, I want to backtrack just a couple of
Sure.
steps there. You mentioned the Staples building that will be closing. People are seeing this here in the beginning of October, so the Staples building will have business will have ceased by that point. You have an interesting relation that you were the store manager there for 16 of the 18 years. Kind of mixed emotion there is when you hear that news.
Yeah, it's almost like you're losing a child, believe it or not. I was frustrated, disappointed. But again, it's an opportunity for another fresh new business to come in. New faces. Maybe a fresh new outlook on what can be offered in the city. So unfortunately, we're losing a member, but we could be gaining something else. So I'm real excited about that.
And that part of Mattoon has always been a very interesting part to look at from a business standpoint over the last 25 years. As people know, you used to come in from Charleston on Route 16 past the interstate, and the next thing you'd pretty much see would be the mall. But now you have all these businesses that have popped up. So
exactly.
Talk about that area being an area that Mattoon continues to grow with what you guys already have up.
Correct. It's a huge growth area. The Home Depot, since I've been in town, we've had the Aldi's, the Aaron's, the Home Depot, the strip mall that has the Buffalo Wild Wings and things. So it's really an expanding area, and there is projects under works that are going to expand on that area. So look forward to in the future, we get some expansion on top of what's already there. And as I said before, I don't see the Staples building staying empty very long. I think it's a prime location, as we talked about.
That's a safe bet that will
Yes.
probably be filled very soon, and we'll be talking about that within a year's time.
Correct.
Other parts of Mattoon that you could see potential growth, because Mattoon covers a lot of ground,
Sure.
north, south, east, and west.
Sure. Well, some things that people don't always hear about, because a lot of people don't like to tout themselves. First Mid Insurance and First Mid Bank, they are expanding. They're always expanding. They are acquiring new companies, and so they're continually expanding. Consolidated Communications just bought Champaign Telephone, their first acquisition in Illinois, and they are continually expanding. They have offices in California, in Texas, and things like that. One of the things that's amazing to me is what happens in our town. Just Right Manufacturing, who, I don't know if you're familiar with them, they manufacture things for oil industry, safety equipment, and things like that. What a lot of people don't realize is, as a chamber, one of the things I learned when I became the executive director was they actually ship all over the world. It's amazing. They ship to the Middle East, they ship to India, they ship to Australia, China. It's amazing. Things that are manufactured right here in little old Mattoon are shipped worldwide, because what I have to do as a chamber member, I have to certify documents, certify international documents that go to all these different countries. And so I proudly, certify dozens of documents a week, and these items go all over the world. It's very exciting to hear.
Ed, as we wrap up this episode here on City Spotlight, your final thoughts, whether it be on Mattoon as a whole, the chamber, or the businesses, the direction of where Mattoon is going.
Sure. As I said before, we did have a few closings, but guess what? We have a lot more things that are opening. We have a lot more exciting things. Businesses in Mattoon are expanding, as I mentioned. There's a lot of great things happening in Mattoon. Downtown revitalization has gone well. We're going to have our Heritage Park opening soon, just down the street. So there's a lot of great things happening in Mattoon, and we would love to have you come visit. So anytime.
Very good. A lot of the good things going on here in Western Coles County, Mattoon particularly.
Absolutely.
Ed Dowd, the Executive Director of the Mattoon Chamber of Commerce. It's a pleasure having you on City Spotlight.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And as we conclude here on City Spotlight with downtown Mattoon as our backdrop, we thank you for joining us here on City Spotlight on Mattoon. We'll see you next time. City Spotlight is on YouTube. Past episodes can be viewed on East Central Illinois towns that have been featured on City Spotlight. Just search on YouTube City Spotlight with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the recent episodes of City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.